Have you ever looked at a struggling company, like Pakistan International Airlines, and wondered how it keeps flying? It seems like they are always in the news for one financial crisis or another. If you are thinking about investing your own money, or even just buying a plane ticket, you really only have one major question. With all this financial turbulence, is this company actually going to survive the next 12 months? In the financial world, surviving that 12-month stretch has a specific name. It is called being a going concern. It is a simple baseline assumption that a business has enough cash and resources to keep the lights on and keep operating for the foreseeable future. Verifying whether a company is a true going concern is the ultimate test of financial safety for the public. It tells us if it is actually safe to get on board. So, who makes that call? Enter the auditor. Think of them as a corporate doctor. Their entire job is to show up, run some tests, and examine the financial health of the business. When the exam is over, the doctor hands over their final diagnosis. They call this an audit opinion, which is exactly like a public medical report summarizing what they found inside. Now, this flowchart shows the actual official framework these auditors use to diagnose a company. I know, a web of boxes and arrows like this looks incredibly intimidating to read, but we can actually master this entire chart right now by breaking it down into a simple 4-step checklist. Just remember the letters STHL: symptoms, terminal, honest, lying. Step 1, S for symptoms. Are there obvious events casting doubt on survival? If PIA has full flights and cash, there are 0 symptoms. The doctor checks no, passing instantly. But what if there are severe symptoms? That brings us to T for terminal. Imagine the company is completely out of money, their planes are grounded, and they are actively shutting down. In this state, calling them a going concern is just factually wrong. They are not going anywhere. If a terminal company tries to hand the public financial reports pretending they are going to stay in business, the doctor steps in. Follow the chart to the right. The auditor flags this assumption as completely inappropriate. They stamp the report with an adverse opinion. In the accounting world, that is the worst possible failing grade you can get. It is a blaring siren warning everyone to stay away. Catching a dying patient trying to pass themselves off as a marathon runner is the single most critical public warning an auditor can issue. Now, let's look further down our flowchart to the middle ground. The patient is not perfectly healthy, but they are not dead yet either. The chart calls this a material uncertainty. Let's apply this back to our airline. They are struggling to pay their fuel bills, and they might only survive if the government steps in with a bailout. It is a highly risky situation, and things could go either way. This brings us to step 3, H for honest. The auditor checks the next box down to see if management included clear warning notes, called disclosures, in their public reports. Because the company told the truth about how sick they are, the auditor does not fail them. Instead, they just add a special material uncertainty warning label to the file so that any potential investor knows exactly what they are walking into. Finally, we reach L for lying. Let's take that exact same sick airline with the exact same risks and uncertainties, but change how they behave. Looking back at our chart, management refuses to add warning notes, trying to hide their illness from investors reading the reports. The doctor asks them to fix the paperwork, but they say no. Follow the no arrow straight to the bottom. The penalty for that lie is severe. The auditor hits them with a qualified or adverse opinion, heavily penalizing the company. The company did not fail the audit because they were sick. They failed because they tried to hide it, forcing the auditor to publicly flag the management team as untrustworthy. Pulling back to look at our entire chart, you can see we have mapped the whole thing. We've reached all 4 possible endpoints: symptoms, terminal, honest, lying. What started as a confusing web of accounting rules is really just a logical flow of those 4 simple ideas, and this clears up a very common misconception. The corporate doctor's job is not to cure a dying airline. They are not there to guarantee the business will survive. Their true purpose is much simpler. They are there to ensure that no matter what kind of financial shape the company is actually in, the public gets the complete, unvarnished truth. So, the next time you are scrolling through the business news and you see that a company got hit with an adverse opinion, you won't just see jargon. You will know exactly what the auditor caught them doing. Because in the financial markets, it is always better to be totally honest about being sick than to get caught trying to hide the symptoms.